Galatians chapter 6. Galatians chapter 6. Speak to me in verse 7.
Be not deceived.
Be not deceived.
God is not mocked.
God is not mocked.
For whatsoever a man soweth,
For whatsoever a man soweth,
that shall he also reap.
whatsoever a man soweth, that shall she also reap. Do not be deceived. God cannot be mocked. In actual sense, do not think he seeks not. He seeks all. God cannot be mocked. Whatsoever a man soweth, that she will also reap. Listen to me. God does not just bless. Listen to this story. God does not just bless. He doesn't just bless. Because all on earth has sinned and have come short of the glory of God, he does not just bless. Get this information fine in you. God does not just wake up and begin to bless a man. No more. And this is because all on earth has sinned and have come short of his glory. He cannot just bless. God bless me. He cannot just bless. Let us minimize the level of our misinterpretation of God. Let us not much think of his weakness anymore. God cannot just bless a man. Before now, I made a statement over years past that God cannot bless because you are crying. He can't bless because you are attacked by enemies. He can't bless because you have made promises to him. He can't bless. A lot of people are fighting with God in their heart. Why can't he just bless me? Knowing fully well, I can just give all. I can build house. I can do this. God cannot just bless because you made promises. What promises are you making? What do you have that is not his? What are you going to give to him? Land this, he can't just bless. He can't just bless. He can only bless when he has remembered you. Let me your ears. God cannot just bless. He can only bless when he has remembered you. Think about how God can remember you. All have sinned and come short of the glory of God. It doesn't matter how dark your nature is. It doesn't matter how dark your foundation is. It doesn't matter how dark your family is. It doesn't matter how wretched. He can bless you to the top of the world only if he can remember you. Don't be deceived. Those that are blessed, we are remembered. Some are remembered by their mother. Some are remembered by their father. Some are remembered through their family. Some are remembered. God cannot just bless. He can only bless when he has remembered you. Do not be deceived. God cannot be mocked. Whatsoever a man soweth shall he reap. The only way to sow, when the Bible is talking about you sowing, it is talking about your actions in life. Your action is talking about your deeds. Listen to me. Whatsoever a man soweth, the only way you sow is by your action in life. Your actions is talking about your deeds. Actually, I will speak to us in few seconds on the topic, the blessings of life. The blessings of life. The blessings of life simply means the goodwill of God towards mankind. Because all on earth have sinned and have come short of his glory, the blessings of life cannot just come upon a man except he or she is remembered. A lot of waters has gone under the bridge where our fathers has made mistakes. At the same time, many of our fathers and mothers has done good. Whatsoever a man soweth, sowing is talking about your deeds, your actions in life. Sowing means your action. Your action is talking about your deeds. Whatsoever a man soweth, shall he or she reap. It takes your actions in life for you to be remembered. It takes your deeds. Lend me your ears. It takes your deeds for you to be remembered. Remember, except you are remembered, the blessings of life doesn't come. Take me to the book of Exodus 3. Exodus 3.
Now Moses kept the flock of Jethro, his father-in-law, the priest of Midian, and he led the flock to the backside of the desert, and came to the mountain of God, even to Horeb. Verse 2. And the angel of the Lord appeared unto him in a flame.
An angel of the Lord appeared unto Moses like a flame of fire.
Like in a flame of fire out of the midst of a bush.
Okay.
And he looked. And
Moses looked.
And behold.
Behold.
The bush burned with fire.
The bush burned with fire.
And the bush was not consumed.
But the bush, the grasses were not consumed.
Verse 3. And Moses said to himself, I will now turn aside.
I will now turn aside.
And see this great sight.
And see this great sight.
Why the bush is not burnt.
Why there is fire in the bush, but the bush is not burnt.
Verse 4.
Speak to me.
And when the Lord saw that he turned aside to see.
And when the Lord saw that he has turned aside to see.
God called unto him out of the midst
Then
of
he
the bush
called unto him out of the midst of the fire
and said,
and said,
Moses,
Moses.
Moses.
Yes.
And he said, Here am I.
Okay.
Verse 5. And he said, Draw not near hither.
Draw not here near leader. Yes.
Put off thy shoes from off thy
Put
feet.
off thy shoes. Yes.
For the place whereon thou standest is holy ground.
Okay.
Verse 6.
Speak to me.
Moreover, he said, I am the God of thy father.
And the mighty God introduced himself, saying, I am the God of thy fathers.
The God of Abraham.
I am the God of Abraham. Yes.
God of Isaac.
The God of Isaac.
And the God of Jacob.
And the God of Jacob.
And Moses hid his face.
And Moses bowed down his face on the floor.
For he was afraid to look upon God.
Okay.
And the Lord said,
Then the Lord continued.
I have surely seen the affliction of my people.
He said, I have surely seen the affliction of my people,
which are in Egypt.
which are in Egypt.
And have heard their cry.
And I have heard their cry, which means he has remembered them.
By reason of their taskmasters.
By the reason of their taskmasters.
For I know their sorrows.
For I am involved and I know their sorrow.
And I am come down to deliver them out of the hand of the Egyptians.
Pause. God remembered them. After many years. For their deeds turned to become excellent in the sight of God after they have encountered pains of life. He allowed them over 400 and something years. His intention was to bring them out in 400 years. But it took 470 years. Why? Because he was not ready. Why did he delay 400? This is what it took them to realize their mistakes and begin to live in good deeds. God was waiting until they are qualified for him to remember them. The blessings of life flows from the God of living and cannot be given except you are remembered by him. You can only be remembered by your deeds. The works of your hand, your actions in life. The role you play in the day-to-day living of mankind on earth. The role you play. Your deeds. That song goes, only to be remembered, only to be remembered, only to be remembered by the works of their hands. Only to be remembered, only to be remembered, only to be remembered by the works of their hand. Only to be remembered, only be remembered. Lend me your ears. And this shall be a question you should ask. God cannot be mocked. I'm still talking to you. Whatsoever a man soweth, the only way to sow is by your deeds. And your deeds is talking about your action. And that has to do with the role you are playing in your existence on earth. What role are you playing in human existence on earth? You saw another man's child and look around and nobody's around, you slapped him and kept quiet, and the child is shouting. And they ask you, what happened to the child? You say you don't know. Your deeds. Your deeds. You saw someone's goat that you can save from jumping into pit. You help the goat push the goat into pit. Your deeds. You thought about how to get to someone. You went and gossiped to him for what is not. To jump two heads together. Your deeds. You thought of how to take what does not belong to you. And how can you snatch it? You came with lying tongues to castigate another, to penetrate your deeds. You thought of how to get a job. You try and try. No way to get a job. Then you decide to penetrate the managing director by giving yourself your deeds. Every man's deed that does not recognize the supremacy of God, every of your deeds that doesn't recognize the supremacy of the mighty God is coming after you. Your deeds. I want you to think. The blessings of life does not come by the hands of men. The blessings of life doesn't come because an uncle is the all and all in the family. When the uncle refused to attend to you. For those of you that has uncles that are well to do, and you're hoping on him, you're a fool. Don't hope on anybody. Hope on God. And for those of you that are angry over a friend that has refused to assist you, you listen to me. When your deeds does not recognize the supremacy of God, then you are an enemy unto God. The blessings of life can only come upon a man when he or she is remembered by his or her God. Think of how God can remember you. And for how long will it take you to get answers to what it takes for God to remember you? The more you hate, the more you draw yourself back. This is important for you to know. A good number of you sits excellently, but has a lot of people they hate. But you are seated here. You are seated here. You have those you pally with. You have those you hurt. That's foolishness. Get me a handkerchief. Lend me your ears. The more I talk to you, the more your lifestyle worsens. That's what I see. Viewers all over the world hear my voice. A situation whereby the more you receive lectures, the more your character worsens. Your deeds. Your deeds. I told you before now that no man can rise against any man. Neither can any evil rise against any man, except there is a condemnation. And that condemnation must be by an unhealthy decision taken by you, not by another person. An unhealthy decision taken by you, not by any other person. Begin to assess yourself. Except you are looking for a blessing that comes through the window, where you meet a native doctor to invoke things for you to happen. It doesn't last. The blessings of God make it rich, It asks no sorrow. And God can never allow you to suffer. No. But because our deeds, because we are not remembered, and it becomes too bad that we are ignorant of what it takes to be remembered. Do not be mocked. God, do not be deceived. God cannot be mocked. Whatsoever a man soweth, the only way you can sow, and when we are talking about sowing, we are talking about your deeds. We are talking about your deeds. In every issue in life, in every circumstance, your action matters. This is quite different from your attitude. In every issue in life, in every case, in every circumstance, your action matters. In whatsoever that is happening to any man, in whatsoever that is happening to any woman, in whatsoever that is happening to you, your action matters. That is the role you play in it. God watches. The record is being taken. Listen to me. Whether you contributed to that person's pain, whether you contributed to lessen the pain, whether you ignore the person to continue with his wahala, no be my wahala, watch yourself. How many people have you helped does not mean the money you gave to them. How many people have you assisted does not mean the employment you gave to them. It has to do with your deeds, your action towards life. To every human, no matter whom the person is, and no matter where you meet the person, your action, your deeds will remember you. You will be remembered by your deeds. It takes one to be remembered, but for the blessings of life to come full. And you'll begin to walk, it will begin to, lines will begin to follow you in pleasant places. One, you met on your way, going, begging. While you are coming, is riding a car. And when he sees you, listen, God is wise and too powerful. Listen to me. God cannot be mocked. Whatsoever you sow, and God remembered the Israelites. And that was when their deeds begin to turn to the glory of God, not to the glory of man. Your actions being to the glory of God, not to the glory of man. You that fights, the fight can pay you nothing. You that quarrels, you can start talking from now and will never end till tomorrow. You are only killing yourself. You are denying yourself the blessings of life. And the ones you have gotten, thinking you have gotten, is nothing. And even if you have gotten, it will not last. It will scatter. And when it scatters, you say the enemies has come. Your deeds. Let me tell you something. The earth remains the laws, and the fullness thereof. The world and they that dwell therein. There is nothing Lucifer can ever do. Neither can any kingdom or throne ever rise except God has allowed it. Lend me your ears. And God cannot allow it. God cannot just allow it. God cannot allow it. And that is why I'm talking to you. It is enough for you to continue to suffer. It is enough for you to continue to be in pains. Looking at the devils. They cannot rise except he says so. They cannot puncture you except there is a condemnation upon you. Such condemnation. Listen, there is a lot of covenants against your foundation, against your generation, against your lineage that we need to handle. Not for you to add more. Let us be wise and fear God a little. except you can discipline yourself to a height. Giving yourself time for everything. No matter the pressure. Give yourself time. Have time for him. And let him have time for you. Let me sound it again. Whatsoever any man soweth, do not think anybody is killing you. Whatsoever any man soweth, it leads to the generation unborn. You may be suffering the one that your parents sowed, the one your lineage sowed. How can you put an end to it and now make the life brighter? Everyone's deed is a revelation of the height of the fear of God in him or her. Everyone's deed is a revelation of the height of the fear of God in him or her. Remember, the God you serve is the God whose fears is in you. And according to the fear of God in you, shall your deeds be. You will ignore men when you're supposed not to. You will hate those you're supposed to help and now be interested in helping those you're supposed not to help. A situation whereby you begin to help those that are supposed to help themselves, neglecting those that have been programmed, divinely programmed for you to help. Because when you see them, they look haggard. When you see them, they look like nothing. But they are those that God has programmed for you to assist. The assistance may not be with cash, may not start with cash. It may start by the works of your mouth. Things you will tell them and their lives will change. Can't you understand? How many people have you educated? How many people have you admonished? How many people have you spoken to? And these are people God has programmed to wait for you. You see them and pass. The blessings of God cannot come. How can he come when he has not remembered you? Remember that son, that daughter, that woman that is always trying to make people understand what they should know. The Bible has a record that a particular woman who sews clothes in the days of Peter died. And when Priscilla, and when Peter came, every member of the church were just showing them, give me this cloth. She gave me this one. She gave me this one free of charge. The deeds of that woman, they said, child, why were God? How managed did she die? Based on the people's presentation. The Bible recorded that Peter raised her from death. But how did it happen? Because Peter, after listening to the presentations, went on his knee. The Bible did not say he stood up. He went on his knee and speak to God the works that people did not hear. And he was telling God how well this woman has been. And the presentation of men, their report about her deeds. And when before Peter could finish reporting the deeds of this woman sneezed and came back to life. Just reporting about her deeds. In times of trouble, I told you that God's plan in one's life can expire. And when he expires, death comes. When he expires, sorrow comes. When he expires, pains come. But at the same time, when all hope is lost in a man's life, and heaven remembers your deeds, you will come back to life. Come back to success. Come back to progress. Sometimes when I want to talk to God about people on critical situation that has to do with death penalty, I remind God what he has asked this altar to do. I remind him the assignment he has given to this altar. I said, this altar is to do this and do this and do this. And now this person has come to me that the altar might be honored and the works be done. Let this person be inclusive in those that will do this work. Then I ask for what I'm looking for. Now, when I am making that prayer, before I finish, the moment I ask for what I'm looking for, it is given to me on that person. Even if that person is at the point of death, the person comes back immediately. Why? The heavens will consider my deeds. The moment I'm talking, he now considers my deeds on that assignment I am referring to the altar. The assignment that have been given to the altar, what are his deeds so far? Before asking for this. The record of my deeds so far brings an answer to that thing I'm asking for. Listen to me. You may have taken a single decision that is eating you up. A single decision that has destroyed you. But if you're wise, I want to get out of that trouble and move ahead. You plead with God. You plead with God to forgive. However you have gone astray that has resulted to this. And remember that you are ever willing to follow. Even now, you still reverse back. The prophet Isaiah was sent unto Hezekiah to prepare his house, for his time is up. And when the prophet left, Hezekiah fixed the wall. For those of you that fixes the wall to pray, facing the wall means acceptance. Facing the wall means I have accepted. He fixed the wall and cried and said, Father, but remember my yesterday, how I did this according to your word, and this according to your word, and this according to your word. Isaiah was on the road, and the voice of God went to him and said, stop, get back now and tell Hezekiah that I have added 15 years. God did not remove the death penalty entirely. He said, I have added 15 years. There and then, Isaiah was taught of the kind of leaf that will be cut and boiled in the fire. And let Hezekiah use it and take bath. And that was the end of the Ehud. Your deeds. When you are quarreling, think back. When you are fighting, think back. When you are opening your mouth to curse your elders, think back. When you are feeling too big, think back. A lot of people fought their parents, slapped their mama, slapped their papa. Today they are playing righteous, but that thing is still holding them. Lend me your ears. Your deeds. When the record is being played, your poverty gets worse. When the record is being played, your situation gets worse. When the record is being played. At the same time, you child that have been good to your parents, and your parents, even in their dying bed, prayed and called God and cried, say, help my child. When you come to me, if I lift my hand, it's answered immediately. No matter the situation you are into. The moment you come to me and I pray, then the Lord will answer me by going back to the ways of your parents to remember their deeds, your deeds by which they blessed you. I am talking about your deeds. You that your heart is dark. When somebody match you by mistake, you don't want to believe it is by mistake. The question is, why did you match me? Oh, Jesus. You that has unforgiving heart, and I don't know where it's coming from, and I don't know what you think you are, that you're having an unforgiving heart, that you cannot even forgive. Your hatred is so powerful, you don't even look back. You will gossip that person from this person to this to make sure everybody hates her just because you hated her. Then you want to command every other person by gossiping her or him to hate her. Think about your deeds. What are you doing? What are you up to? You that have been stealing because you are hungry. Remember, Stealing cannot quench your hunger. Think about your deeds. When your deeds are to the glory of God, the blessings of life flows. But when your deed is against the glory of God, against the good name of God, your deeds are bringing darkness to God's name. Your deeds are bringing error to God's name. Darkness, the blessings of life will be denied. Not just only denied, enmity will rise. Not only that, a lot will happen. Misfortune will be taking place. You that is saying it doesn't matter. Oh, come on. Let me tell you something. Because all on earth has sinned and have come short of the glory of God, the blessings of life can never come except you are remembered. Stand on your feet, everyone.